Okay, hello guys. My name is Alex, and I'm moderating here tonight. I just found out, so I hope we'll be fine with each other. I'll try to tell you the questions I can see behind you, and I will ask you each because we have just two right now. And okay, if you can introduce if you can introduce yourself at the first time, we can start at the start.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Bambi Lash's design online, or just cat. I'm from Ireland, and yeah, I've been cosplaying, making my own costumes for about 7 or 8 years. I'm really into sewing and picking out really hard costumes that make me want to cry, but also like teach me something. I'm really into learning new skills through cosplay, and I also love like showing people new skills. And I just think it's really cool how much you can learn through it. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I am Mistvein. I am from Belgium, and I've been cosplaying since 2014, which is a while ago. I think I started when I was 16 year old, and I mean, what I do mostly is, I guess, sewing, armor crafting, a lot of competitive cosplay. You could basically say I'm an all-arounder that just has a lot of fun creating costumes, and of course a lot of fun creating stage acts and everything. So yeah, I am actually very happy to be here once again in Czech Republic, and I just look forward to meeting you all and just seeing familiar faces and meeting new faces. So thank you for having me.
We are happy to have you as well. I think our visitors are also happy for you to be here. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Shiroku. I'm still in cosplay from Germany, and yeah, I do actually a lot of cosplays, but for me the most important part about cosplay is crafting, as well as meeting people and just having fun to have amazing stage performances. Of course, I also love to compete like ECG or WCS, but I'm more like the waifu, husbando, collector cosplayer, so yeah. And I'm so happy to be here again, because last time I've been here, I just loved it so much, because your community is so amazing. So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Shiroku. I also remember the first time you were here, and you were also amazing. So thank you for visiting us again.
Hello everyone, I'm Stylouz from Switzerland. I'm 12 years cosplaying now, and I was most into armor making since the beginning, and into competition too. But now I'm more like an old guy making pictures, so I stay more to judging and traveling yeah, for a convention with friends. And it's my first time here in Republic Czech, and it's a big honor because I already meet a lot of cosplayers from the country, and I always have like a very good time, amazing people, amazing cosplayer, very kind. So yeah, for me it's a real pleasure to be there, and I really hope to meet you and new people from the country. Thank you.
We also thank you for you to come here, and thank you for answering.
Hi, I'm Cinderys. I'm French. I started cosplay in 2014. I won several competitions, international competition like BlizzCon, and my world's cosplay is doing huge badass armors. Not like today. It's my first time there, and I'm so happy to be here too.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, I'm Don Esteban from Austria, and it probably took me less time to get here than most of you, even if it sounds far to be from another country, but it was just a 90-minute drive. It's not my first Animefest. I've been here before. Really love it. So I'm very happy that I was invited here as a guest. I'm a cosplayer since 2015. My biggest achievement was in 2018 when I won the Euro cosplay. Since then, I was invited to a lot of conventions, and I saw the judging side, I saw the host side, so it's nice to have all this experience, and it's really great to be here at Animefest today. Thank you.
Thank you all. we are happy to have you here, and I think that we have got enough questions to start asking you the things our visitors are interested in. So, do you have cosplay as a full-time job? You can decide who will start if anyone is interested. Do you have cosplay as a full-time job?
So honestly, no. Because I wouldn't be able to live from it, and if I knew I would have to work on costumes like 40 hours a week, this means like 40 hours constant crying in front of my sewing machine. I would rather not choose cosplay as my main profession.
I do understand that, yes. Anyone else interested in answering?
So I'm a full-time cosplayer. This is my job, so yes, I'm crying all the day, and I'm working about 15 hours per day, all the week. I mean, 7/7, yeah. So this is my job, to just travel to convention, build your costume for some companies, and yeah, this is the way.
That's great. It's great that it's working for you. I hope you are happy in the future as well, and you've got a lot of opportunities with cosplay.
Sorry, I don't get it because of the song.
Yeah, I do understand it.
The sound is really bad on the stage, so I don't understand anything.
Yes, if you do not understand, just take off the microphone and ask me in person. I think it will be better so we can understand each other. I try to listen to it as well as I can, but sometimes it happens that I don't hear something. So thank you for answering the question. Anyone else is interested in answering if you have cosplay?
I mean, I'm also not a full-time cosplayer. I find it very amazing that you are a full-time cosplayer, as it is such a difficult thing to do. I mean, a lot of people, they start with cosplay and it starts as a hobby, and then they want to make that hobby a job, which is ambitious, and it's a wonderful thing to do, but you have to find like a business model to do. And to be fair, I'm still a student, and if I would make cosplay a full-time job, I would have to stop studying. So for me, currently, it's like a choice to make. I would rather keep cosplay as a hobby, as it brings me a lot of joy, and I mean, my fellow guests will say that as well. Cosplay brings us a lot of joy. Of course, a lot of tears behind the sewing machine. We all suffer, but it's for love at the convention.
That's very important, yes. I just adore that you are a student still, and that you have got the time to travel to competitions or conventions in other countries, because that takes a lot of time as well, in which you could have studied. So I hope you finish the studies and maybe continue with the cosplay and new well-paid job.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe at the end of the studies, perhaps I can try. You never know, right?
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for answering the first question. And we have got the second one. What is your favorite new anime, and why Spike's Family? Do you all know Spike's Family, or?
I think that's for Shiroku to answer.
Does anybody here have Spike's X Family as their most favorite anime right now? Or not?
I've read the manga before, and I just love it because it's just so stupid how they try to pretend to be a family, and he's like one of the best spies ever, but that his wife is taking out a cow and like 2 kicks. He's not even suspicious, and you're like, wow, this is so bad. It is really good, actually. And I just love Anya. She's like, oh my God, I know what they are thinking, and I know they are spies, and oh, I just don't have any.
So you love the little girl very much. Yes, she's very unique. Thank you very much. If anybody doesn't know, it doesn't matter, we can go to another question. We have got a lot to answer.
Oh no, I'm a big fan of Spy X Family. I feel exposed right now. I mean, it's a good anime. Of course, yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Just watch it, and you know, there will be a cosplay that follows from it. You betcha. Next convention, everyone is cosplaying that.
And you will be cosplaying the agent?
Yeah. I think Keiko and I definitely have the idea of cosplaying the family. If only we can get a child from 5 years old. Ah, we got a child!
Great! Great, great. I think that cosplay would be very successful indeed.
Okay, Aya, listen to me. We're going to get you into an expensive school. You have to listen to us, all right? Good. She's already part of the role.
Great. I'm glad that something big as this came from such a question. So, okay, next questions. And we have gotten question in Czech. How much do you sweat in this heat? Are you able to stay alive in a costume? Or is it problematic for you, or are you like dying right now and still smiling at me, all bright, sunlight? That's mostly it.
Okay,
How are you
I'm
feeling?
melting. Usually, the favorite thing I have to say, because I'm mostly wearing huge armors, is that before a convention, I used to wake up 2 hours before the conventions and drink like 2 liters of water. And then I know that I will be able, to go to pee before to put on my costume. This is the best thing to do, to stay, hydrated all the day.
That's amazing. You're completely fine to me. Like, well, as nothing is bothering you, the heat isn't bothering you. Like, completely beautiful right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the next question. How did you get into cosplay? Do you have any interesting story on how you get into cosplay?
Actually, when I moved, I was studying back then, and I moved to a new apartment. And I was always tinkering around with lightsaber stuff because I was a big Star Wars fan. And I got new roommates, and I didn't know them, and they saw me with the lightsaber, and they was, yeah, you're a cosplayer too. And I was like, what? And then they introduced me, and they said, yeah, like in 2 weeks there's this big anime convention, we have to go there. And I was like, do you even watch anime? And I was like, yeah, I do watch anime. Yeah, which anime do you watch? Yeah, Fairy Tail right now. And they said, yeah, we make you a Fairy Tail cosplay. And then within 2 weeks I became a full cosplayer. Like I made a coat, I made a wig, and then I went to the convention, and it was like, what's going on? And it was like, amazing feeling. And
The atmosphere, right?
pardon?
The atmosphere is amazing on the convention.
Yes. And it was Laxus Drea from Fairy Tail, if anyone knows.
So you started because you liked the atmosphere and you enjoyed the feeling in the costume, and that's how you started cosplaying and making your costumes.
Yes, and it was definitely the cheerfulness of the community, which was a three-person community for me at first, because it was all the people living in the flat, but it got more, of course, and
Yeah,
was
the
the best.
feeling is really great when you have all these people who are cosplaying the same as you. It's really wonderful. Does anybody else have any funny story how you came to cosplaying?
Funny story.
You don't have to answer. We've got a lot of questions to answer, so I can go to other. Doesn't matter.
Okay, my story is when I was young, at 4 years old, so it's a long time ago, my aunt thought it would be amazing to put her nephews in Sailor Moon costumes. I was crying the whole day. But afterwards, I found my cosplay there, and a friend was like, oh, you already did cosplay? I was like, yeah, sure. But she brought me to a convention and showed me, look, it's not that bad. It's really nice, you know, and I kind of made friends and also got into the community. But actually, for me, cosplay started with crying in a Sailor Uranus cosplay because my auntie thought it would be an amazing idea.
What a great memory. Okay, thank you very much. And we can go to another question. What is the thing you hate the most when it comes to crafting? The thing you hate the most when it comes to crafting?
It's when I sew and the things go in my finger. And each time it happens, but 10 times per pen, so it's the reason why I don't like too much.
Great.
Dust from foam. When you're sanding a cosplay, you have sand everywhere. It's, oh my God. Yeah, okay, you too. You're just crying because you will have dust from foam everywhere in your house or in your clothes or in your body. Yeah, it's such a nightmare.
So after each sanding comes a very thorough cleaning, yes?
Yeah, and a nice and wonderful shower.
Great. Any other of you have something to say for crafting?
I hate doing mock-ups because I end up getting stuck in a cycle of it's like, do I need to do another one? And you end up, because I make a lot of like fitted stuff for like sewn garments, and like the amount of times where I'll make a mock-up, I'll spend hours on it, and I'll get to the end, I'm like, no, there's just one thing I need to try again, there's one more mock-up I need to do. And then you like have a pile of work at the end of it that you just don't do anything with, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, next questions, everyone. Do you make everything yourself? Every part of the cosplay wear, do you make it yourself?
I would say like I do like 95% by myself because that's the thing why I do cosplay. I want to make things, I want to create things with my hand. If you have a busy day job where you do nothing at all, handicraft stuff, it's the balance that I need. So when it's time to do cosplay, I want to create new things, I want to learn new techniques, and that's why buying cosplays is off the table for me, because it doesn't bring me joy to wear them and walk around with them that much. So I always want to create everything myself. So that's my point.
But I think that's fine, because 95% is really like a lot. Nobody will see if like 5% is not yours.
Things like pants or something. If it's not for competition, I don't make them, of course.
That's understandable. Okay, what technique do you like the most when creating cosplay? What technique you do like the most when creating cosplay? Sanding. Oh.
No, it's just a joke. I will say sanding. Yes, of course, because I love dust. And I love my showers also. But really, I love sanding for real because it's such a good part of cosplay, and I love to, put a lot of detail on my.
It's satisfying also.
Yeah, it's so satisfying.
Great. Anybody else have something would they like the most?
I actually really enjoy embroidery, like gold work or bead embroidery, because it's very relaxing and you can just sit outside with your cat and just look around and do some embroidery, and it's just very chilly, and you don't have a sewing machine who hates you, so yeah.
Yes. But you must have a well-behaved cat, because mine would just destroy everything. While you embroid, you told me that you are embroidering with your cat on your lap, and that your cat must be very well-behaved, because mine would destroy everything if I put her.
She's not well-behaved, but actually, when you have food there, she's occupied, it's fine.
Oh, that's cute. Wow.
The thing that I like the most about making cosplay is like trying to find innovative solutions to like a problem. Like most of the time you see this anime character or this game character, and you're really thinking, how is this humanly possible? And then I try to find a solution for it by either cheating the whole game by using some iron wire, or making a whole construction that is so totally crazy that it shouldn't exist. And I just love that. Just like finding these small solutions that nobody else has thought about, and it makes me like feel good, It feels like, I made an accomplishment, this is why I do it.
Well, you are like, well, right now I am a genius.
No, not to, I will never say that out loud.
I'll say it for you. I think that everybody has that feeling when they figure out something which should be impossible, but they do it. That's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, it's the dopamine rush you get like after finishing something. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. We have got another question. What's the most challenging cosplay project you have done? What's the most challenging cosplay project you have done?
For me, it's like the Last Samurai costume. It was very new techniques, including sewing, props making, looking for historical way to make Japanese armor. And it's taking me 1 year to make it. And we did 3 costumes like this with different techniques using leather and stuff. So it was 1 full year of my life where I'm working on the day and working on the nights too for building the costume. And it was amazing to learn so many different techniques in one costume. I think like 10 or 15 kind of way to build the stuff. And I realized how much the people from Japan, the old time making armor was so much in advance, using some oils or weathering, or they're making real art. And now when I go in the museum and I watch Japanese armor, I'm so impressed because the craftsmanship level, it's like insanely good.
So you also had to spend a lot of time on the internet for you to find...
All my life during 1 year, yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, because day job.
Anyone else wants to answer?
You want to go first, Stefan? Go ahead, go ahead.
You go.
Go.
No, it's one couch and then the other. It's like ping pong. It's fine.
So one day...
I was.
This is very interesting. You can continue.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. The most challenging thing that I ever done, instead of spending a whole year on a costume, which is like, wow. I mean, you told me about the samurai armor, it's crazy. But we had the idea. Do you guys remember that PewDiePie, at a certain point, he wanted his communion to make an armor? At a certain point, my director sent me a message and he said, Robert, we want to be the first guys that finish the armor. So within a week, I want to finish an armor. So I said, okay, I'm going to stop school for 4 days or for a week. I'm going to go to Bruges and I'm going to go work on an armor. So I quickly sketched something on paper and then we went to Bruges, and within 4 days, together with 2 people, we made a whole armor that we completely designed from scratch to the end. I was absolutely done to those 4 days. I had to use a month of recuperation just after those 4 days. It's, yeah, making a full costume in 4 days is absolutely draining. But we did it.
You were the first.
Yeah, we were the first, and he was like, wow, these guys are crazy.
That's
in 4
amazing.
days!
That's amazing, really.
And then he used it for a video, and then YouTube canceled the video, and it was taken offline.
Oh my God, that's horrible, actually. I would be really, really mad at YouTube.
Oh yeah, we were absolutely mad, but we made a challenge. We did a speed crafting, and it worked out. So yeah.
So at least you had a costume from that.
It was for our own pride, yeah. Absolutely.
And you could tell, I made this costume at 4 days.
Yeah, but nobody will believe us because the video is not online anymore, is it?
Yeah, no.
Stefan, please.
Oh, thank you.
Go.
So very soon when I was into cosplay, the first pictures of Witcher 3 released, the concept arts, and there was this one particular picture of the bear armor, and I loved it, and I knew this will be my dream cosplay. It's amazing. But then as a beginner, you look at it and you know, I can't tackle this. It's too much. The techniques and chainmail and leather and swords and they light up. It's like way over my skill. And after 3 years, over those 3 years, I learned different techniques. That's where I also made the rule for myself. Whenever I make a new cosplay, I have to use at least one new technique or one new material. So thanks for the Sintra cosplay shop, BE. So I learned more techniques, and one day I said, hey, I'm gonna tackle the Geralt now that I love so much.
Because you knew all the techniques now and you could do it.
And I got, of course, I got like 5 or 6 more new techniques while doing the cosplay, but I still had a base knowledge of how to make it. So that was actually my most favorite project and most time consuming.
Wow, that's dedication, if I call it something. That's really great. Okay, so another question. Have you ever felt burnt out? Like making cosplay, feeling burned out. Have you ever felt like that? Like you wanted to just say, I'm not doing this anymore?
I have to be honest, like after competitions, I sometimes have the feeling that it's just too much. Like especially after WCS and ECG, I was working like over 1.5 years in a costume, like 7 hours a day. And afterwards, I just couldn't anymore. I really wanted to because the experience was amazing and it was just so great to meet people and the cosplay community is just so great. So many amazing and crazy people. But I kind of really needed a break because it was just too much. Like every time you go back home, you started crafting. And I mean, real life doesn't stop. You have to do your housework, you have a cat, you have other stuff to do, you have to go to work. This is why I started to take things more slowly, and I think it's a better way to keep going slowly instead of like completely burning out from cosplay.
It's very important to taking it easy. Like when you're feeling burned out, just take it easy for a while and you'll be back again. Anyone else? But I think that we can go to another question that Shiroku said it really well. Do you have cosplay dream you haven't been able to fulfill yet? Cosplay dream you haven't been able to fulfill yet? Some idea in your head you want to do, but didn't get to it yet?
There is one character that I haven't been able to do yet. She's actually, she's not even in an anime. She's actually from Berserk, from the manga. And her name is Danan, and she's basically like a fairy queen. But but the problem is that she has, I think it's 8 fairy wings, and they like all extend longer than her body. So I've been like trying to figure out like the kind of framework and like and all the kind of like logistics that would go into that. So that is, and like even the her outfit, all these like petals, but they're all like built in this incredibly complex way. So that's like my dream cosplay that would be a nightmare to wear, but it would just, I think it would just be so worth it.
So you see yourself doing it in the future?
Sorry?
You see yourself doing it in the future?
Yes, but like maybe when I get like a bigger living space so I can actually have space to work on it. But
I think I've got all the time you want. If you have any idea already, I think that maybe in the future you'll have it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Some of you know I like penguins. And do you know this gator Prinny, the bombing penguin? When it runs, it just explodes. Someday I want a full body Prinny cosplay, and I'm still working on my skills for full body suit because I want to be a cute penguin. This would be so amazing.
I think you would make a great penguin. You can make it in the future. Anyone else and some project you want to do, you have it in your head?
I already realized my cosplay dream. It was to go on the stage of BlizzCon with my huge baby Diablo, and it was my dream, so I already did it. So now I'm just dreaming bigger and bigger and again bigger. So I'm currently working on the Nergigante from Monster Hunter. Evin's one is gonna be really huge. Yeah.
Well, I think everybody will look for it if they hear you are working with something so big.
Yeah, I love to work on really big costume. I'm currently working, I announced the Savatoon. So Savatoon is a huge mom. It's like maybe more than 4-meter wings and full armored. It's so heavy, and I have to do this build in like maybe 2 months. Yeah.
How much one of those things weigh? What's the weight of the armor?
Sorry.
What's the weight? The weight of the armor?
The weight?
Yes.
It depends on the costume. Sometimes I'm building a costume to be strong, to be able to travel with it, and sometimes I'm only doing it for photo shoot. So I have huge armor, maybe 10 kilograms, and I have sometimes smaller armor who are 20 kilograms. So, yeah.
Well, and you wear that all day. Wow, that's amazing. Really.
For example, everyone is thinking that my headdress is heavy, but it is not at all. It's really lightweight because it is foam.
Great. I am amazed. Any other one of you guys wants to answer that? Doesn't matter. We can go to another questions. We've got a lot to answer. So, what was your greatest international experience in cosplay so far? I think every one of you have some.
I have many, but I will say ECG. It was my first big international cosplay contest, and it was just crazy because the people and the atmosphere. But from now, I have so many, so I will let my Belgian friends keep the conversation.
Another great event, ECG is amazing. We can all agree. We've all been, almost all of us, been to ECG. It's crazy, and the people there are amazing. But there is another event that is also very crazy and international. It's called Polymanga. Also wonderful, because ECG is mostly Europe. So for the people in the audience that don't know, it's mostly Europe. In every country has a qualifier, and Czech Republic also has a qualifier. And after then, you get to Paris and then do the finals. Polymanga, they don't have qualifiers. You have to do a subscription. So people from all over the world can fill in a subscription and then fly to Switzerland. What a coincidence. And then do the finals, which is a crazy experience.
And how they are chosen? How they are chosen from?
How they are chosen, I would redirect my question to Stylouz.
I'm working too with Polymanga. I'm organizer, so yeah, it's reason why I tell ECG. But yeah, it's a really lovely moment because the people we invite are just amazing, like Tease Buddy. But it's many countries, and I think the good point in that contest it's more like a show where people will share together. And yeah, we are very lucky to have so many lovely people coming each year in Switzerland. So thank you, buddy.
But I mean, if you do competitions, you learn so much from your fellow contestants. It's every time I'm in the backstage, I always go to my fellow contestants and ask them like, "How did you make this?" Or "Can you explain this to me?" Because you learn so much every time. Like Don Esteban, he also like puts a new thing in his costume every time, like a new thing that he wants to try. Sometimes you don't think about certain stuff and then you can learn from your fellow contestants, both in costume and on stage. And I think if you want to grow as a cosplayer and like really improve your craft, do competitions. Not even going for the win, just go for the experience because, yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely.
So you grind each other for answers. How did you do that? That seems amazing. And they will tell you and you're like, oh, I must try too in the future.
Yeah, I mean, most cosplayers, they're very open about their craft. If they're very closed off, I mean, you don't really talk to them either. I mean, a lot of cosplayers that are in the competitive scene, they share a lot with one another and they want to see each other grow. And that's why I think the cosplay community is such a wonderful community, because they share a lot with one another.
Don Esteban, you wanted to say something?
Well, the Euro cosplay before, well, is not anymore. It was pretty much the same like ECG, where you have a lot of qualifiers in the different countries, and then you go to London, to the Comic Con, where is the big contest of all the qualified people. And the event itself is not the real experience on stage. The experience is backstage, like when you meet all the people from the different countries, and these are the people who qualified in their country. Those are really great people. You learn from them, as Robbie said. It's like you get so much techniques that you know. It's like, especially when I talk to the guys from Greece and from Turkey, they use totally different materials. And when we talk about stuff like Warbler, they never heard about it before. So it's very interesting to get to know like how different countries craft, and especially to see them on stage and perform.
Okay, that's very, very interesting.
So for me, it's actually WCS, and the reason is that ECG is only a few days, EC is only a few days. I mean, I've been to ECG as well, and EC as well, but WCS is 2 weeks together with over 40 countries, and you have every day a room party, like 60 people in a really tiny room. You go with karaoke with the people, you enjoy your time with them, you have onsen tour, and I made really friends for a lifetime during these 2 weeks because we had so many events and we could do so much together. It's not only about cosplay and crafting, but also about like having new friends from all over the world, and that was something I really appreciated, that I got the chance to meet so many amazing people who share the same passion as me.
That sounds really awesome. Partying and sharing stories for 14 days. I would go into that.
But it was very hot 14 days.
Okay, thank you. We will go to another question. I'm in love with that cyberpunk cosplay. How can one obtain cool jacket like this? Is it possible to buy it somewhere?
Thank you, and it is indeed possible to buy it somewhere, but the guy won't like it because actually the parts and programming they are actually made in Czech Republic. You can ask Ali Cosplay, but he will hate you because he hates doing those parts. So you can try, but he will raise the prices a lot, I guess.
Okay, thank you for your answer. The next question. I think that should be, what is your favorite character in anime? I think. Because how is your favorite question is not a valid question. So what is your favorite character in the anime? If you have some favorite.
I did like 36 Nico Yazawa cosplays from Love Live. I guess that's her. She's like the Tsundere Nico idol, and I just love her. She's badass. Thank you.
Does anyone else have some anime character? No, much more from fantasy, you know?
Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll go to another question for Cinderys. Are you using fan arts as inspiration for cosplays of non-humanoid NPCs? BTV, love your cosplays.
So for example, today it is my own design. I draw the character, and when I do the cosplay, I used to do that for most of my costume. Maybe if you know my work, like for example for my Diablo, it was inspired by the character, but I did my own design. I did the same for all the dragon aspect from World of Warcraft, and I did my Zera costume. So yes, this was my studies because I did 2D and 3D game art studies, and so I'm doing them by myself. I'm not inspired by, someone else's fan arts, but I do my own, and yeah, most of the time it's inspired by a character from video games, or this one is just from my head. It's inspired by some Viking and some tribal vibes.
I think tribal really suits you.
Like it. I just would like to do this one. So
great, thank you for the answer. I think that the one who asked will be very content with your answer. Did you have any negative experiences with your fans? Shiroku is laughing. I think we want to hear that story.
So I need to be honest, like 99% of the fans are very sweet, and I'm always happy to talk to them. They are so sweet and so lovely, and I'm always so happy to see people like approaching me. Oh, I like your things. I like what you do. It's just very heartwarming. But please don't try to follow me to the hotel room. And please don't take pictures of me sneakingly in a hotel room when I'm sleeping and post them. That's not okay. Don't break into my room. I would really appreciate that.
Oh my, that is really not good. Please don't do that to Shiroku here. We want her to have also experience. Thank you.
Mistvein, please lighten the mood.
And I've got a question. Did anything like that happen to you guys, or when some fangirl or fanboy like followed you through town and took your photos when you didn't want it, or if you are okay and nothing like that?
Few stories like that, but one girl was creating every day one account and writing me, and I don't know, but she found my private profile on Facebook, and she making like pictures of me and her, with art and posting some people of my family too, like we are one family. And I was very scared, you know. I was going back to home and I was, no, maybe she's here, she will kill me, I don't know. But yeah, it was super strange. So yeah, sometimes it's too for the men.
Yeah, that is really strange. I feel sorry for you both. I hope that it was a one-time experience and it will never happen again. Okay, thank you. I think we'll go to another question. Question for Shinobu. I think, okay, how long it took to prepare the singing show in beginning of the festival? It's Shiroku.
To be honest, I don't know, because I watched too much Demon Slayer, so I kind of just learned the lyrics and the song. And for me, it's just like I go on stage and start to sing, but I also need to say that I'm singing since like over 16, 17 years, so I kind of got used to it. And when I started to go for singing, I tried to like sing the song 1 month every day for several hours before a performance. Now it's gotten better, but when I was younger, I was like, oh my goodness, I hope I will survive it.
And do you have any favorite song you sing in the shower when you're all like, la la la? Shower, do you have any favorite song you sing in your shower? Because I do a lot.
It's actually Gurung. That's why I chose it. It's actually my favorite song right now, yeah. I love it. I love Demon Slayer.
Great. Thank you. I think we will hurry up with the questions because we are nearing the end. So, do you have, what's your first and most important advice for people starting cosplay?
I hope it's okay if I say something. You want to say something? Okay. Don't give a shit about what sort of language. Don't give a shit about what people think about what you're doing. Do what you love, and do it because you love it. So if you start cosplay, do it because you love a character, because it's your waifu or your husband. I don't care. I have many husbands and waifus. Do it because you love to do it. Because if you just do it for the opinion of other people, you will stop. And in my opinion, the most important thing about cosplay is to have fun, to love what you do. So never forget why you're cosplaying. You're cosplaying for yourself, for you having a great time at a convention or at photo shootings. And I just realized that there's so many cosplayers who just kind of get lost into this because they hear, oh, she said my wig is not that nice. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you have a wig or not. As long as you have fun, this is the most important thing about cosplay.
Everyone agrees or wants to add something?
Maybe just add to when you start cosplay, choose easy projects, not going directly in the bigger Gundam wings. Go on YouTube, you have a lot of free tutorial. Now many cosplayers spend a lot of time to making books, sharing what they know. At my time when I started, it was like I'm making armor with plaster. Now we have very good material to do cosplay. So if you want to learn, it's fail, 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 and one time you will congrats one step, but you have all the content for free, I think, mainly in internet. Yeah.
My most important advice is ask other people. It's like cosplayers who do it for the community, who love the community, they love to help. It's like just ask them. If you see someone who already made a project or made a technique that you might use for this part or directly on their armor or stuff like that, just ask them. I get messages like this, luckily, and I love to dive into these conversations, to like tinker out project with someone else. Like recently, some guy from Australia just wrote me how I did the jacket. I just sent him my files, and he shows me how he prints it, how do you press it on the leather and stuff. It's like it's fun to see someone else grow with your advice, and it's so yeah. Always ask others. They're happy to help here.
Thank you for all. Sorry, you can go.
Also, don't be afraid to literally just buy a costume. These days, there are not only like great tutorials online to make your own costume, but there are also many stores online that literally sell you a costume that looks amazing and which you can bring your character to life. A lot of people, they want to make their stuff, and if they want to make their stuff, of course, like my fellow guests have told you, that you can find them online. But there are enough stores that give you the cosplay you want, and that can make it easier for you to just make the step towards creating bigger cosplays and making a cosplay of a character that doesn't exist online, but that you can make yourself. That's kind of it.
Thank you for all advices. Okay, guys, I think it should be two last question at most. So, what impact do you think social media has had on cosplay? If you have any thought like that. If you don't have to answer. We can go to another question.
I think that social media changed cosplay in a lot of ways because I think we are all crafters, right? We all do our own cosplays. But I think social media kind of made cosplay into something mainstream and where just any person can put on a costume, take pretty pictures and become famous. But they are like not getting famous because they're going into competitions or doing amazing crafting work. And in my opinion, this is an interesting thing which is happening because this is how it was in Asia, like all the years before. So I kind of can see how it's like changing slowly. And I don't know if it's good or bad. I just realized that this is a change.
Okay.
Maybe I can add just something because I'm working
Of
too
course.
for the organization, and I can see that social media have it's different school of good and bad things. But I think in maybe 10 years, some of the contests will be half of buying costume and half of making costumes. Because previously, when you want to go in convention and watch good cosplay, you need to pay, and you can't see on social media. It was no Facebook, Instagram. But now you have a lot of that content, and people want to be part of that. So I see more and more convention have like one day only for people who want to enjoy to wear cosplay and make a performance. So maybe it will be the real change in 10 years.
I don't know if it will happen at Animefest, but yeah, I think at bigger conventions it could happen. And I think that we will. Okay, I'll ask. What is your favorite color? You can just answer one after another. Yeah.
Oh, what my favorite color is? Pink.
Pink.
I just
Why
love
not?
things.
It's also a color, so why not? Pink is okay. And any specific shade of pink, or just like Barbie pink, or?
All pink is good pink.
All pink. Okay.
Yeah. But no, like I love pastel colors. I don't know. And like I wear a lot of like pastel colors, but I don't know. They just kind of make me happy. So.
I maybe don't look like it, but I also like pink color, but only very specific ones. So yeah, I do understand the sentiment. So, does anybody else wants to say? I think your favorite color could be red, maybe? Yes.
I don't want to give away my favorite color.
Okay, valid. I will not ask you anymore.
No, it's green, but yeah. Green's cool. Or maybe it's red. Cosplay shop red.
Oh my God, yes, cosplay shop red. That's a color you need to have at home, right?
It was the most unexpected answer I could give. Okay. Who would have guessed?
Great. We can ask another question. I think that it should be the last. So if you could just show me the question. Is there any cosplayer you would love to meet in person? Is there any cosplayer you would like to meet in person? Any you really love and didn't meet yet? You met each other?
Actually, I was waiting for a long time to meet Mistvein again, so I'm actually really happy that I am able to do today.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my. That's really great that you could meet here. And you are watching each other on social media, or and you knew what cosplay he made, or how did you first found out or fell in love in his costumes?
I think we fell in love. Sorry.
That's enough, okay?
No. I think we met each other at Euro Cosplay 2017 when he made a very ridiculous joke. I instantly knew, yeah, this guy, love him. And then we just started meeting at other events. I think we went to Vienna a couple of years ago to do a photo shoot around we just missed the Don, and I was so sad not seeing him that it took us a very long time until I met again. So, yeah, we often meet each other. And I mean, this is the fun thing about guesting. Like, you go to a convention and you just start to know people. I mean, we haven't met each other, but I'm sure the next con we're going to be so happy to see each other again. Absolutely. You just create a bond with your fellow guests, and it's such a wonderful experience. At least I think so. So if there is one person I would love to meet again, it would be Don Esteban.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. I think that we can end on such a sweet note because that was a really nice answer. So thank you very guys for answering all the questions, Ari too. I hope I wasn't boring you too much. And I hope we will see each other again, maybe next time on Animefest. Thank you.